Hey, welcome to my channel. This is my first video with a voiceover, so thank you for being here. Today I want to show you my art supplies with different examples of my own painting. But before we start, I just want to mention that I bought every art supply by myself, so this is not a collaboration with any brands. And I also want to mention that you don't need all of these supplies to make any art. You can even have just a pen and a paper and make wonderful paintings. So let's have a start. First, I want to show you my ink liner and ink pen. This is the Uniball eyeliner. I love to paint and write with it. It has a big tip, so there comes a lot of ink out. It's perfect for hatching, like you can see in this example where I painted from real life. And the next ink pen is the Staedtler permanent liner, and it has different tips, and all pens are waterproof, so you can paint with watercolor over it. The Uniball eyeliner are also waterproof, so you can also use watercolor on it. Here is an example again where I use the permanent liner for painting a statue, and on this painting I used them for my 100 heads challenge. This month I bought the Pentel and the Kuretake Sumi brush. I hope I pronounce it right, because I saw both on the internet, and I saw that you can make beautiful calligraphy and ink paintings with it. Here you can see the Pentel brush. You can make thin and thick strokes, but sometimes I had a struggle with the ink. It didn't came out sometimes. And here is the Kuretake Sumi brush, and it's nearly the same brush. I have to test them to tell more. Let's come to the ink pen. I love the look of the Kaweco ink pen. I think it would be pronounced like that. And it's not just only the look, you can also paint very good with it, like you can see on my urban sketching painting. And the next ink pen is the Faber-Castell ink pen. I always used it with blue ink, what you can see on this sunflower. The next pen I used very often is the multicolor ballpoint pen. I didn't name a brand because you can use any other one for painting. It's not so special. And yes, here are some examples where I used it. I have two gel pens in silver and white. Here's a demo where you can see that it paints very smooth and it's a bit glittery. The white gel pen is for highlighting, but I also use gouache sometimes for white highlights. I am using these colored pencils since my teenage days. I added some over the years, but I still love the Polychromos colored pencils. I like to use them in my watercolor paintings. They are a bit hidden, but you can see it when you look a bit closer to my painting. Then you can see some colored strokes that are the Polychromos. I use the Faber-Castell pencils in every variation, but I normally don't like to paint with pencils because I smear it everywhere into my sketchbook, like you can see it in the example. maybe you have some tips for me. To sharpen my pencils, I use the X-Acto knife, and in the demo you can see how to do that. And finally, the watercolors. I use the Schminke watercolor, and in the example you can see how the color can pop up. But in the future I also want to test other watercolor brands, because I think there are also other good ones. Like my first watercolor set, it's called Sonnet. I don't know how to say it, but I loved the watercolor sets. I still like to use it. Like you can see, I often use it for sketching and for portraits very often. And here are some examples. And now let's talk about gouache. I have gouache from the brands Winsor & Newton and Schminke. I use the Schminke color for highlights and the Winsor & Newton colors for painting like I'm showing. And these are very interesting pencils, because when you use them when they're dry, they are like crayons, and when you put water on them, they are like watercolor. And here in the painting you can see that I use them like watercolor, and they look very beautiful. I like to use the Stabilo marker for highlighting or for shadows. I have them in different colors, in warm tones and also in cold tones. This is my last art tool for this video. It's just a normal clip for the sketchbook, where you can put the pages together. I really hope that this video was helpful for you, and that we see us next time again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.